Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, India probing fatal shooting of man by off-duty cop in St. Catherine. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched a probe into the fatal shooting of a Jamaican man who lived in the United States by an off-duty policeman at an event in Newton, St. Catherine on Sunday night. The deceased has been identified as 34-year-old Vivian Francis, who resided in East Windsor, New Jersey. It is reported that Mr. Francis and the policeman got into a dispute at the event at the Newton Sports Complex sometime after 10 p.m. During the dispute, Mr. Francis allegedly pulled a knife and stabbed the policeman, who shot him. He was pronounced dead at hospital. The policeman was reportedly forced to retreat from the venue after he was attacked by angry patrons. IC commissioners to face oversight committee. With the commissioners of the Integrity Commission scheduled to appear before the Oversight Committee of Parliament today, a debate over whether the committee should accept or reject recommendations arising from investigations done by the anti-corruption body is expected to be on the floor for deliberation. Commissioners of the 7-year-old IC, led by its chairman, retired Justice Seymour Panton, are expected to field questions from members of the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee. When the ICOC last met on September 24 this year to examine 3 reports from the IC, there was a strong debate over whether the IC's recommendations should be accepted without a challenge. One of the recommendations of the IC that triggered a sharp debate was its urging of Parliament to support its referral of a report on Prime Minister Andrew Holness's income and assets to the Financial Investigations Division. Committee member Philip Paulwell sought to make a case that the ICOC had never denied any recommendation it received based largely on guidance from the chairman that the committee's role was not to second-guess the Integrity Commission. Edmund Bartlett, who chairs the ICOC, conceded that he could not recall a previous occasion in which the committee rejected any recommendation from the IC. You are quite correct that over time we haven't, and the reason is not that we didn't find that there were issues, but that in all our investigations we found favor with the recommendations, Bartlett said at the committee's last meeting. However, he argued that if there were recommendations for which the committee did not find a favor, it was the duty of the parliamentary body to ask the commissioners for better and further particulars so as to assist us in making a decision on the recommendations, and this is the case in this instance. For the benefit of everyone under my chairmanship, we don't rubber stamp any recommendation, Bartlett declared. Government member Marlene Malahoo Fort also took issue with Paulwell's remarks. I do not find it proper, for example, for the committee or the parliament to exercise a power that is granted to someone else in law. She contended that the committee must interrogate whether a recommendation is appropriate against the objects of the law. There are 8 members of the ICOC, including Bartlett Chairman, Jolette Holness, Delroy Chuck, Malahoo Fort, Everald Warmington, Paulwell, Prenell Charles Jr. and Julian Robinson. Man tries to get a new girlfriend with money. A 32-year-old man's attempt to get acquainted with a female from his community by throwing money at her backfired and landed him before the criminal courts. Me I look the girl, but she never interested. Me fling $1,000 and $2,000 over her fence. I just a little misunderstanding, Your Honor, the defendant Lamar Perkins explained. It was shared that Perkins was seeking a relationship with a complainant, but she ignored his advances. Perkins contended that he gave the complainant $35,000 in cash, but she returned $10,000. Me have my girlfriend, you know, Your Honor. Me and her live together, he said, followed by laughter in the courtroom. You live with a girl, but you're looking at another girl? That's why you're in trouble, because you're an infidel. Senior Parish Judge Sanche Burrell chided the young defendant. Me I go too deep in it. You know, when you think somebody I go give you a chance, she come link me round my yard with another girl. You know them way there, Your Honor? Perkins asked. Prosecutors contended that Perkins threw hot soup at the complainant when he saw her on the roadway and she ignored his calls to her. "Told me angry, me a call her and she not answer. She licked me pon my hand with her phone and me just throw the hot soup on her," the Majestic Gardens St. Andrew resident shared, pleading guilty to assault at a common law, threat, disorderly conduct, and indecent language. Police officers informed the judge that Perkins, when apprehended, was behaving in a boisterous manner while at the station. "He needs to be working, he needs something to do, and he needs to learn how to manage his money. He doesn't have any money to give to woman. He should be thinking about later," the senior judge said. "If you're interested in a girl and she's not building you up, leave her alone," Burrell added. On the count of assault at a common law, Perkins was made the subject of a probation order for 2 years, and for threat, disorderly conduct, and indecent language, he was fined $1,000 on each count or 10 days imprisonment. Woman breaks the brother-in-law's arm. Investigators are awaiting a medical certificate to determine the extent of injuries sustained by a corporate area man who was beaten by his sister-in-law. The document will assist the prosecutors at the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court to determine if the matter involving Henry Combs and Michelle White will remain in the lower court or be transferred to a higher jurisdiction. It is alleged that Combs was having a verbal altercation with his wife about stolen money when White, the woman's sister, intervened and started beating Combs with a piece of board, breaking his left arm. Further allegations shared that White's son also intervened and assaulted Combs with a shovel. However, he has not yet been charged. "Me did actually black out," Combs indicated to Senior Parish Judge Sanchia Burrell when he was quizzed about the incident. Combs is charged with assault occasioning actual bodily harm, while White is charged with assault occasioning grievous bodily harm. The matter was adjourned until December 16 for the document to be obtained by the investigating officer. Businessman charged with stealing light. A corporate-era businessman has 4 days to pay nearly $300,000 he abstracted in electricity bills to the Jamaica Public Service. According to the prosecutors, a premises said to be occupied by the defendant, Sheldon Campbell, was inspected by workers of the power company who noted breaches. It was shared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court that over a 3-month period, Campbell amassed a bill of $298,885 for running 2 fans, an industrial cooler, 3 microwaves, 2 rice cookers, and a deep freeze at the premises. His attorney-at-law Orville Morgan indicated to Senior Parish Judge Sanchia Burrell on Monday that the funds owed to JPS will be paid in full by October 18 at the company's head office in New Kingston. Campbell did not enter a plea to abstracting electricity before the senior judge. The matter was adjourned until October 18. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.